It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the King's College assistant women's ice hockey coach, Coach Sam Coleman. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in coaching in college women's ice hockey?
Yeah, so once I got to college, I got to see how the process works and everything as a coach, and I've always had good coaches since I started playing out, and I was like, maybe this is something I'd be into one day. And then when my playing career kind of came to its end, I was like, I still want to be involved in the game, so coaching was kind of just the next step, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be my first year, and I'm learning a lot already, so I'm ready for it.
What was that experience like for you going to King's College and playing women's ice hockey?
It was great. King's College as a whole, like even just the school was really what drew me to it. And then the ice hockey program, we're all like a family. And especially this past year, my senior year, when Coach Hoff came in, it's the best year of hockey I've ever played. I mean, my senior class, I was super close with them. We finally made playoffs for the first time. So there's nothing like putting on that jersey and getting to step on the ice. I know I'm definitely going to miss it.
How was that feeling like getting to put on that jersey for King's College and representing them as a player?
It's awesome. I mean, exactly when you walk out the tunnel and you're in your gear, there's no feeling like it. I mean, you're in the zone, you're ready for warm-ups, you're ready for that puck to drop, and you're with your my sisters, I'm with my family. So it was again nothing. I can't describe it like anything else I've played for.
As a player, what were some of your biggest accomplishments on the ice?
Biggest compliments on the ice. Definitely last year was probably like our biggest team accomplishment, making playoffs for the first time. Myself, I was a big penalty killer. That was kind of where I thrive. That's what I like to do, block shots, kind of like that. But mostly I like the team accomplishments. Again, making playoffs, getting our best win record. Our goalies were breaking their records. I like when the team break records. I don't really look at my individual stats.
Of course, after your playing career, what was that transition like going and joining the coaching staff and joining Coach Hoff?
Honestly, it was pretty easy. Coach Hoff and I have always had a pretty good working relationship. I was one of his captains last year, so the transition was honestly pretty smoothly. Even at the end of last year when I was still a student, I kind of like started helping him get into the transition into behind the bench, that kind of role. And now this year it's been great. Getting to learn, getting to experience all the new opportunities, what goes on behind the bench. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that I don't think people realize, or what goes into a game day or practice sessions that I'm really having fun learning.
What was that experience like for you as a captain for the team?
Captain, it was interesting. I mean, like you got to get used to having that leadership role, and you kind of got to learn. Like, not everyone's going to be happy with the decisions you make. You're kind of like that mediator for between the coaches and the players. But I learned a lot. I think it helped me grow as a person. And like, okay, we have to. This one might benefit this person, but what's going to benefit the team as a whole? So just learning like the differences with that, which again is I think is going to help me transition into this coach role. Because again, my other captains last year and we were kind of the mediator between the player and coach. So now I'm kind of like just one little step above that, which again is I think kind of helped me a lot.
How has that transition been like for you, going from being a player to joining the coaching staff of your alma mater and being a coach?
It's been good. Again, very easily because again I've been always been on campus for the past 4 years. I still live on campus, so that's all been good. I get to know like all the coaches a little bit better, the athletic directors. So it's been really easy so far. I can't complain. We'll see how it goes when the season starts. And I'm not actually stepping on the ice in full gear, but behind the bench. So I'm looking forward to it.
What was that feeling like getting announced to become the next assistant coach at your alma mater?
It was awesome. I mean, when it happened, it was finally like set in, like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm gonna still be here, but behind the bench, and I'm also doing my master's program at the same time. So I'm excited for that. And it felt real. It's like I'm ready for this. I'm excited. I'm ready to learn. So.
What will that feeling feel like to step onto that ice as the first time as a coach?
It's gonna be fun, I think. It's not in full gear. I'm gonna be in that tracksuit. It's probably a little colder than I'm normal than I'm used to, but ready to run drills. I'm ready to be back with the girls too. I mean, not as their teammate, but as their coach, which we all have big mutual respect for each other. So I'm ready to run drills and hopefully PK is gonna be my strong suit. So I'm looking forward to being in charge of our PK this year, get that up. So I'm looking forward to it.
What would that feel like to get to coach and get to coach a specialty like PK?
Um, I honestly, it's just about like finding which system works for us. There's different PKs you can run and different ones you can play against depending on what power play the other team's running. So I'm looking forward to looking up film for that, looking up different ones, and just seeing what works and what doesn't in practice, what tailors to our players' strong suits and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to getting into that too.
How is that feeling like getting announced to become the next assistant coach at your alma mater?
It was a good feeling. Again, like it felt real. That was when it fully set in that I'm coming back. I'm coming back as a coach. I'm not a player anymore, but I'm still here and I'm ready for it.
What will a typical game day look like for you now as an assistant coach?
So mainly it's helping coach off, set up the rink, put everyone's jerseys in their stalls, make sure the ATs got everything they need, the refs, everything like that. Pucks are all on ice for when the game starts. And just making sure that when the players get there, all they got to think of is they got to go do their job on the ice, and that's it. We're gonna take care of everything else.
For you
Getting
as a for you as assistant coach, what is that like getting to set the jerseys in the stalls and seeing them?
It's fun. It's like, okay, game time's coming. We're ready to go. Even just like putting like the snack bar up and everything. You get to see the locker room set. That's special. That's our home. That's the girls' like sanctuary. That's King's College women's ice hockey right in there, and kind of get them dressed for battle when we go out there.
What will a typical game day look like for you as an assistant coach?
Uh, Typical game day is in the morning. We'll probably have a quick film session, normally Saturday mornings, and then I'll go up to the rink with Coach Hoff. Again, we'll set the locker room up and everything, and make sure everything's in order for the officials, the athletic trainers, all stuff like that. And then the girls will start to roll in, and then the locker room's their space. We stay out of it until we come in before the game time, give our little speech, pep talk, and what we need to do this game, and the game happens.
Can you talk about, of course, the culture that you've started to help to build for the Kings program as a coach?
Yeah, I think again, our big thing now is we're kind of redoing our culture, making it like again a family, it's emphasis on accountability and just taking ownership of what your job is there. And you come into that locker room and we're a big family. We're gonna help each other out, support each other, and then just make it into a great, great culture. And then I think we're doing that, especially when Coach Hoff came in last year.
Who are some of the teams in your conference that you compete against?
Compete against Wilkes, LVC, Alvernia, Arcadia. Again, all great teams to compete against. Wilkes is our main rival. They're just down the road from us, so it's always fun to play them. You get in each other's heads, that play some mind games before the game. That's a battle on the ice. That's kind of we are the closest rival in like Division 3 sports distance wise. So it's always fun to go down there and battle them.
What is that home game atmosphere like when teams like Wilkes comes to your home facility?
It's good. I mean, we've got a lot of our other sports teams at the college to come support us. The men's team, if they're not traveling or playing, they're always there. We've got some of the other sports teams come, even just students come up, and then even professors, faculty. We fill our barn pretty well. It's fun, and then we got the disco ball going for lineups and stuff. They shut the lights off, and all our players run out the tunnel. So it's electric. It's a pretty cool atmosphere.
What is that away atmosphere like when going to teams like Old, Old and SUNY Potsdam and Morrisville?
Yeah, those are more like, again, we know we're not in our barn, but we still got a job to do. So we go in, focus, and kind of not let the crowd into our head or where we are affect us. So again, we just go in the same mindset. We're going to work hard every day and we're going to get our job done.
As a new assistant coach, what has that been like getting to recruit, and what do you look at in those prospective student athletes when out on the road for recruiting?
Yeah, it definitely been a new experience. I remember when I was recruited, so I kind of understand the feeling of the players being like a little nervous, just knowing that okay, maybe their first shift or second shift isn't gonna be the greatest. Let them get into the game, and guess probably the first things we look at is skill, and then watch him play on the ice, and then we'll kind of dig into your like, okay, are you a good person? What's your like values? What are you gonna bring to the team? That kind of stuff. And I've been learning a lot about the whole process. It's definitely a little bit more than I thought it was gonna be, but it's again cool to learn, and I'm getting used to it now.
What are some of the things that you look at in those prospective student athletes when out on the road recruiting?
Yeah, so we're gonna watch them on the ice first, make sure they'll fit our play style, can bring something to the program that we're looking for, and then again dig a little deeper into how they are as a person, have a conversation with them, talk to them, see how they are, and then kind of go from there. We'll make our decision based off that and how they fit the culture that we have here.
As a coach, what is it like seeing those players on the official visit fall in love with your ice rink?
It's great. I mean, you can normally tell pretty quickly, like if they like it or not, and that's always fun to see. We give them the tour on campus first. That way, they make sure they like the academics because that's always important. And then we go up to our rink, and I mean, I don't want to brag, but I think we got one of the best rinks in the MAC right now. So everyone likes our rink. We got the turf up there where we warm up on and everything, and our locker rooms with our actual locker rooms and a dry room where people can put their like clothes when they walk in and everything. And so I think it's pretty cool.
As an assistant coach in alma mater, what is it like seeing those freshmen put on that uniform for the first time representing Kings?
It's awesome. I mean, I kind of get my feeling back of when I put on that uniform for the first time and they're doing it and just seeing like the excitement in their faces, getting all the new gear, the new apparel. It's just like, I remember that happened and then I tell them like it flies by quick. I came into college during the pandemic, so and now I'm on the bench. It goes by way too quickly if you ask me.
What is that like getting to see them achieve those first big milestones in their careers, like the first hat tricks, first goals?
It's fun to see again, and you always hope they're gonna succeed. And once they finally settle in and do, it's like, okay, we got this. We knew that they were gonna do this. They believed in themselves. They got it. They accomplished it, and that's what we keep doing. We had a lot of milestones last year, from first goals to someone beating our goal record, most goals in the season, or goalies beating the records. It's fun to see, and it just shows how big this program's growing.
As a coach, what is it like handing out those first pucks for those first goals that they achieve?
It's awesome. I mean, we do it in the locker room with everyone, so everyone gets excited. They're all cheering, and you take a picture. You get a picture with them with their puck, and you could just see the happiness on their face. And the whole team again kind of celebrates that achievement, just showing how we're again one close knit type family.
What is it like getting to see those seniors put on that uniform for the last time?
That one's a little tougher because their time's coming to an end. And again, that's how I felt putting on my jersey for the last time. You kind of that game's more of an emotional battle than a physical one. I kind of say you're in your head a little bit because you're like, okay, this could be my last time I'm putting on the jersey, and now watching other people do it, it's like, wow, they flew by. And but again, you're proud of everything they've accomplished here and what they're bringing to the culture, to the team, just helping it grow.
For you, what is it like getting to see them put on that uniform and representing the Cole logo?
It's fun. Again, like doing it myself and now seeing other people doing it. I'm proud of how far this organization's come from when I came there. We're getting a lot of good kids in, a lot of ones that want to take accountability, want to be there, want to come home, want to come to practice every morning and just work hard. And it's again, it's so awesome to see.
What are some of the typical game days for you like?
Typical game day is again, I'll help Coach Hoff set the locker room up. That's after we have like our film session in the morning, get the players ready. They'll go do their own thing, get dressed, ready to go to the rink in their professional outfit, and they'll come to the rink. It'll be all set up for them. And then once the girls get their lot, that's their locker room. We don't go in it until we're giving our little speech before games and just kind of reviewing film, making sure pre-scouting our opponent and all that.
What is it like as a assistant coach getting to see those players going into professional ice hockey after their playing career?
It's good. It's really fun to see. I mean, you get to see them accomplish more than what they maybe initially thought they'd be able to do. It's just that's kind of been their dream, and it's always cool to see them accomplish it. And especially behind the bench, you're like, that's what they were meant to do, and they keep doing it.
What are some of the things that you've been able to accomplish so far as an assistant coach?
So far, just it's been kind of new for me, but again, just learning about the recruiting process, getting some people in for this year. I think we're gonna have a big year this year, so I'm excited to see how that plans out. Haven't been on the ice yet as an assistant coach, but as a player last year, again, we made it to the playoffs for the first time. So
What are some of your future plans as assistant coach moving forward with the program?
future plans, I definitely think we're gonna make a big impact in the MAC in the next 2 years. I definitely think a championship for the MAC is in our future and possibly even going further. We're definitely building a culture here that I think people want to come into, and it's looking good for our future. I think it's people aren't gonna expect King College to make this big of an impact in the next couple of years.
What would you tell your younger self now, looking back on your career and being a coach at your alma mater?
I mean, if you even told me maybe 3 years ago that I was going to come back and coach, I would have thought you were crazy. Life kind of takes you for a curveball. I never thought I'd be back here, but once I got that opportunity, I was like, I really want to do this. I want to see where it goes. But again, you could have told me 2 years ago, and I wouldn't have known I was coming back. But life changes pretty quickly. I've learned not to expect some things, and then it'll throw you a curveball.
What advice would you give those incoming freshmen entering their first year of college women's ice hockey?
Enjoy it because it flies by way too quickly. I know it's a cliche thing to say and everyone says it, but enjoy it. You only put on that jersey so many times and before you blink and you're stepping on the ice for your last game. And especially enjoy those friendships, enjoy the classes, get to know your professors. All that can help you on later in life. Like that's how I kind of got this job. I fell in love with the school. I fell in love with the professors. I got to know Coach Hoff pretty well, and you never know where life's going to take you.
What advice would you give those rising juniors looking to be seniors and leading the program?
Take accountability. Like this is your team now. This is how you're gonna set the tone for the locker room, set the tone for game days. Like this is your locker room. This is your team to lead. You're becoming seniors. Like you're the top dog. You got how you act is how the freshmen everyone is gonna see. So this is kind of your program in your hands, and we trust them a lot. We've got a great group of seniors. So
What advice would you give those seniors looking to play professional ice hockey after their playing career?
just stick with it. I mean, if that's something you truly want to do, don't forget like the off ice stuff as well as much as the on ice, like how you carry yourself, how you train. If that's your goal, again, you got to set it and just make sure you're conscious of what you're doing on and off the ice.
What advice would you give those seniors out there looking to go into coaching ice hockey after their playing career?
If you're looking to go into it, I mean, I'd say like again, find a couple mentors. I definitely have a few out here. I've one in Coach Hoff and a couple others from back home. Just and again, ask questions, ask advice. Like you're not gonna know everything coming into it, but if you're willing to learn, willing to work hard, and this is truly something you want to do, you're gonna fall in love with it again. And it's a way to keep it still be involved in the game after you're done playing. So that's why I love it. I feel like I'm still like a player, but I know it's gonna hit me when I don't step on the ice again in my gear, but in like the tracksuit for practice. But again, still I'm involved, so that's what I want to be.
What advice would you give those coaches looking to coach at their alma mater like you have?
If you want to coach back at your alma mater, stay in touch and like make a good impression when you're there. I think I did that. Coming again, I'm coming back for a reason. I hope, at least I'd like to think so. So again, just always be aware that something could lead into something else. That's why when I was a captain, I was like, okay, I need to carry myself this way. I need to do what's best for the team. And it worked out. I got to develop a great relationship with Coach Hoff and our AD and everything here and the professors there. So it paid off. And then again, just make sure you keep those relationships.
What advice would you give those future assistant coaches out there looking to coach on the college level?
Yeah, again, just hard work, sticking with it, always ready to learn. And again, you'll be wrong on some things. Don't be afraid to admit that or ask for help, ask for advice. And just stick with it. It's probably a stepping stone if you want to maybe be a head coach or not. It's different for other people, but yeah, just stick with it. Be open to advice and ask for help, and just do your best, do your hard work, do your best work.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the Kings College Women's Ice Hockey Program at?
Pardon, what'd you say again? Sorry, you cut off a little bit.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the program at?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram and along with the Kings Women's Ice Hockey page, so definitely go follow us there. We post a lot of cool content. We got a team store up now, so if you ever want to go support your Monarchs, there's the Kings College Women's Ice Hockey Instagram page. So
Thank you again, Coach Sam, for your interview, and best luck in your future at Kings College as the assistant coach.
thank you, Brandon. It was great talking to you.
You too. Thank you again for your interview, and best luck in your future.
Thank you. You too.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.